Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami Mahadeva Mudam Shirasa Namami Mahaganapatim Manasa Smarami. The fact that I need to light up, I need to reveal an object to say it exists is very easy to recognize. One is myself, who is I exist, I am. This existence of myself, existence of the self, is evident to the self. It is not evident to any other self. Any other self means it becomes not self. So the self reveals itself. That's why it is in the form of a revealing consciousness. In every revelation, there is the presence of consciousness, because in the object consciousness, which we say as the revealed object. So the object consciousness is knowledge. Therefore, this flower consciousness, when you say flower is, flower consciousness is. The variable is flower. So here, the entire not self means what is revealed by the self, including my thoughts, my memory, my ignorance, my knowledge, my emotions, my senses, my body, the whole jagat. All this, anything that I visualize, I infer, I see, I hear, so all of them are not self, anatma. So the self reveals the anatma. Anatma doesn't reveal the self. So all anatma has to be revealed. When I say revealed, the anatma has to become an object of consciousness. So for revealing its existence. Therefore, so the self is self-revealing, and the not self is revealed by the self. This is what we say, one is bhati, the other is anubhati. This fact this can be recognized, this fact can be recognized without any difficulty, with ease. I am self-revealed person, self-revealing. The self is self-revealing, and everything else is revealed by the self, is evident to the self. The second step is the most difficult step. It's not difficult or easy, it's a step to be really made. And the step is the self that is, the self that reveals itself, and which is self-existent. This is a thing we have to understand. What is self-existent? What is self-evident is also self-existent. It means it doesn't require to be revealed by anything. It doesn't depend upon anything else also. Because it reveals itself, it is in the form of consciousness. And the consciousness is what we say self-existent. Doesn't require another consciousness to reveal. And another thing, so this self, the self-existent consciousness, because consciousness is, and it doesn't require any other consciousness to reveal consciousness, if this is clear, then it is self-evident and self-existent. In other words, what is self-evident alone can be self-existent. This is clear. What is self-evident alone can be self-existent, and everything else for its revelation depends entirely upon the self. But for its being depends upon the self we don't know. Understand? We know very well now from what we have discussed, everything, time, space, everything, so needs to be revealed by the self. But then the step here is that we have to cover that not only for revelation the anatma, the not self, depends upon the consciousness to reveal, plus for its being, it draws existence from the same self-existent consciousness, that is atma. So why? Because this anything you see is not separate from the consciousness. There is no separation between the subject of an object. There is no separation between the subject and the consciousness, because the subject is consciousness. The being of the subject is the being of consciousness. The being of a thought is nothing but the being of consciousness. The revelation of the thought is nothing but the presence of consciousness, the thought consciousness. The object of the thought also is not separate from the thought, that can be understood. But the object outside, what about? If you take the outside concept, outside from what? Outside my eyes, that is okay. Outside your ears, that is okay. Outside your body, that is also okay. And outside your mind, that is also okay until it gets loaded. So this is true. It is outside your mind, outside your eyes, and therefore we can say there is subject, there is an instrument, a means of seeing, and there is the object sighted. So the subject jnata, jnanam, jneyam, the knower, knowledge, and the object known, and the means connecting it, pramana. So all these are we can say all these differences are there. But is it from the satta? Is it from the consciousness which exists? That is the thing to be covered. And that is, the jnata, the knower, is not separate from consciousness. The jnata is a conscious being. Knowledge is not separate from consciousness. And the object of knowledge is not separate from consciousness. The existence, the being of everything is entirely dependent upon this consciousness that is self-existent. And therefore, nothing in this anatma which is independent of atma. So in drig drishya, when you say subject-object, the self, not self, the problem is there is self, something entirely different, and from the anatma. And anatma is different from the self. So this anyarte nanj that is there, this anya means when you say it is other than the self, means it is two different things. Like these two different flowers. Therefore this is different, this is different. So therefore one can exist without the other. This is where this nanj we are using, the negative particle we use in order to point out the other. So this other is, you can say this other can exist without this, and this can exist without the other. This is called other. Understand? This is other. Very easy. But the flower cannot exist without petal. It is not other. Even though you call it petal, you remove the petal, still the flower is no. The petal, you remove the petals, flower is gone. Therefore, petals are flowers. No, there is also not a flower. Petals are petals. And therefore, so you see flower means it has a form, but not independent of petals. Like this, any one thing you take, it's not independent of something else. Finally, if you come to the micro objects like electrons, micro objects when you come, then the micro object, which is not available for perception, which is an object of inference. In other words, it is an object that is purely conceived. It is an object of a concept. Concept, when you say, it is an object of your pure inferential knowledge. So the object of that inferential knowledge, that object, is not totally away from consciousness. That is why, because it has got, both of them have got the common plank called consciousness, when you decide to measure the velocity of the electron, it behaves like a wave. It seems to really understand what you want. If it is outside consciousness, you cannot influence that. Then you decide to see the position, it says, okay, electron behaves as a particle, not like a wave. So this double phenomena, I mean the dual what you call phenomena that you see in a micro object, that phenomena are due to what? Due to this observer's influence, observer's decision. This is where we say that object is never away from the common plank that is consciousness. They use the dream example. In the dream you have the subject. You are the subject of the dream world. The dream world is not outside. Outside dream space, outside dream time, and the dream time, dream space, dream object is a projection of the dreamer. And therefore dreamer pervades, it's called all pervasive. The dreamer is all pervasive of the dream world. The dreamer is not sitting in one corner of the dream world. Understand? This is called all pervasiveness. So all pervasive means don't look like this. So look around. One Swami used to ask me, Swamiji, I understand everything in Vedanta, but this all pervasiveness I don't get it. And therefore all the time he goes around. Then he feels backside is missing. And so, all pervasiveness. Here, this is a dream. In dream, you are all pervasive because it is all you. The whole dream world is you. And therefore, so you pervade space. The consciousness pervades space. Consciousness pervades the observer of space. So both the subject and object are pervaded by consciousness. It is the same thing here also. There is no difference whatsoever in terms of this reality. I have to say that because there seems to be something else here, some extra is there that we will see afterwards, and therefore that which is self-existent is called satyam, that which draws its existence is called asat, and therefore the sat is the cause of everything, asat is the non-separate effect of the sat. Therefore in the Upanishad there is a very beautiful expression, sadeva satyam. This sadeva satyam, this is just very interesting. The satyam also has the same meaning. But then the introduction of the topic was sadeva saumya idamagra asid ekameva advitiyam. Paile tha, ek hi tha. That ek is what? Paile, in the beginning there was only one. And that was non-dually one. It is not 1 plus 1. It is non-dually one. 1 plus 1 means that which is subject to addition, subtraction. Not that kind of one. That's a miserable one, I tell you. That's a member of a set. It has no meaning. Really speaking, this one has no meaning. There is no definite meaning for one. One universe, there are many galaxies. One galaxy, there are many systems. One system, there are many planets. One planet, there are many continents. One continent, there are many countries. One country, there are many states. One state, there are many districts. One district, there are many counties. One county, there are many villages and small towns, and then one village, there are many houses, one house, there are many walls, one wall, many bricks, one brick, many atoms. Many means you have to just give up counting, okay? That's called many. It's not one too many, understand? Therefore, it's just, this is how it is, this is what is one, talking about what is one. Vyavastha nahi hai, iska vyavastha nahi hai. Then what is non-dual? When you say not two, oh, it is three, because in Sanskrit not two means three. Really? If not two means it may be three. Then we have to say one it is. Oh, that is subject to become two, three. No. It is non-dually one. That is why it is not monism. They have to add ism, then only they are comfortable. So this is our fellows. So they have to add ism to everything so that they can also be passed. And therefore, so these guys, they have to add ism to everything. There is no ism here. All that is here, non-dual means it is not ism. Ism means what? So that can be contended with another ism. Okay? You can contend with that. So this ism, oh, you follow that ism, I follow this ism. So then both are okay. My ism has got a better window dressing. Come here. It has got more truth or only truth. This is ism. The ism people are all people who are insecure and who have no security. They cannot have security because there are no roots. The whole theology is a float sand. It's a froth upon the billows of the ocean. It's just a froth and foam and bubbles. These are all, they are float sands of thought in your head. They are called theologies. Understand? No roots, no bearing. Therefore, ism is not ism here. 1 plus 1, 2 is not ism. And therefore, this ism adding is a very dangerous non-dualism. Monism. Monism is only when you when there is a marriage separation and you don't have children also went along with your wife. Then you are a monist, okay? You are mono and your lot is monism, understand? You are monistic. That is all monism. There is no monism. There is neither dualism. There is non-dualism doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. To contend with anything else, non-dual means second thing is not there. What is the second thing? Now listen to this. Other than the self, this sat, satyam, other than sat, nothing exists. Other than sat, nothing exists. Like sat, another sat doesn't exist. In the sat also, there are not many parts. Then there is no sat after all. Many parts means it will fall apart. That is why if your body falls apart, it is because it is made of parts. It is meant to fall apart. Understand? Falling apart is not possible where there are no parts. Understand? That's an expression, clean expression. Falling apart. Falling apart means if you have got kneecaps, fall apart. Knee joint, fall apart. And jaws have got joints, fall apart. Katak. Even when you open your mouth, katak. So I hear sound sometimes. Even though I've been talking so much, still it makes noise. So jaws make noise. Because it tells me there's a joint there. Do you know that? And so there's a joint. Wherever there are joints, katak, they fall apart. Put together, fall apart. Everything put together, fall apart. And therefore, if sat is also put together, which is sat? Remove all the parts, what is there? Nothing. That is why the Buddhist said shunya. I said there is no shunya, number one. There is no such thing as zero. Zero doesn't exist at all. Because there is a fellow who is aware of zero, and therefore there is no such thing as zero. And in fact, there are no parts. It's a partless whole. This is called non-dual. Swayam. So Swayam, it is not, it has got Bheda. Swagata Bheda Rahitam. Means in itself, it has no parts. It's not an object to have parts. It is self-revealing consciousness, Satyam. And there is nothing other than that Vastu, Sad Vastu. There is nothing like another Sad Vastu. If you say flower, like this there are other flowers. So Sajati, Vijati, that is flower, this is different. Vijati itself has got so many parts. And therefore, so you find this self is partless, and there is nothing other than that. That is what it was before. Sadeva Asit. Sadeva Asit. How? Which Asit? He says, Idam Sarvam Sadeva Asit. Ye sab Sadeva Asit. Ye sab. Ye sab. All this that we see here, including your body, mind, sense complex, this anatma, this not self, was sat. Beginning. Then afterwards he says, from that sat alone, all these elements and elementals came, being not separate from sat. Like what? So like ornaments from the same gold, like parts from the same clay, all useful things, like instruments out of same iron. 3 examples are given. So they are all non-separate from the very thing. That's why the gold is mentioned there, because you understand better. Because even you will understand, even emotionally you will understand. Because so when you give so many sovereigns to this fellow, to make out of them a chain, golden chain, you want to make sure the same gold, not this 14 KT and all that, but it is the same gold, is the same kind of a, so that kind of combination, there is always a little copper there, and it is not more. The fellow has not messed up with this, and therefore same gold has to be here. Fortunately, it is the same. And therefore, they say, you can wear the gold in the form of chain. Otherwise, you will be wearing golden lumps, I tell you. So this, you wear, these nuggets you will wear. But here, gold you convert it into various things. But the conversion is only a value addition. It is not addition to gold, nor loss. Understand? Loss, I mean, somewhere it is there. If there is any small little loss while making, it is somewhere there, understand? Therefore, chain is gold. And the chains are many in number. But gold is one. You know this very well. You know this very well. When you buy gold, when you golden chain you buy, you pay for the gold plus what? Making charges. Making includes homemaking also, his homemaking. Understand? He has to make his home. There is also making charges, it is called. And therefore his making charges, profit, etc. all included, you pay a dear sum. Then when you want to sell the chain, when you are in distress, when you want to sell the chain, he puts it in the balance and then says, I will pay for the gold, not for the chain. Correct? He looks at it only as gold. He doesn't look at it as chain anymore. You know it very well. So this is an important thing that to know, that even after becoming chain, bangle and so on, it continues to be gold alone, and therefore, if that bangle happens to be your body, mind, sense complex, then the bangle is told, you are not bangle, you are gold. Tattvam asi. This is Tattvam asi. Why? Because Sadeva Satyam. The original Sat alone is Satyam. The word Satyam is a word revealing your understanding. First Sat is used by the Shastra for you to understand that originally what was there was Sat, and out of which everything has come. What has come is Vacharammanam Vikaro Namadeyam. It is Namadeyam Vacharammanam, just a name form alone. Just a name form. That is like even gold is called a chain, it is name form. There is no addition to gold. There is no change in gold. There is no attribute also belonging to gold. It is an incidental attribute added to gold, and gold remains still gold. Touch wood. And therefore, so this, all that is there, that if you understand this, that Sadeva Asit, originally Idam Sarvam, and Sadeva Asti even now. Therefore, Sadeva Satyam. Satyam, the second word, reveals the understanding of yourself. Sadeva Satyam. Satyam is opposed to Mithya. Vacharammanam Vikaro Namadeyam. That the Satyam and Mithya, they go together. And therefore, Tad Ananyat. So Adhisthana, Ananyat Yat, that is called Mithya. That Adhisthana is Satyam. Gold, the chain, golden chain is not independent of gold, and therefore chain is Mithya. But whereas gold is what? Satyam. And then what is that Satyam? That is the Vastu called Sat. So this is what we say, Sat, Sat-nam, Ek Onkar, Sat-nam. This Sat-nam is this Sat. Otherwise Sat cannot be Nama. The Sadeva Saumyadamagrasi, that Sat alone, Ek Onkar, Sat-nam, Karta Puruk. Karta means he is the maker and everything, and Puruk means Purusha. This conscious being, it is not a material, inert or something. That Sat alone is everything. We will come to that. And therefore, this is the same. The word Sat-nam, they say Sat-nam. Sat-nam here is, so that which is known as Sat in the Shastra is Satyam. So what is the Satyam? Sat is the Vastu. Sat is that consciousness Vastu, that is the Atma, and Satyam is, because that is the truth of everything. Understanding, revealing your understanding, that is Satyam. Sadeva Satyam. Why? Everything else being abhava, asataha, bhavaha na vidyate. There is asat has no independent being, drawing its being from the Sat, and therefore Satyam is this Vastu. Vastu is what? What is? That is consciousness, Sat, which is you. Then, Swamiji, I understand consciousness is everything, but how can you say consciousness is me? Oh, you are what? You know, I cannot be consciousness. Oh, then you are inert or what? What do you want me to say? No, I am conscious, all right, but I cannot be consciousness. So I am a conscious, I am a conscious person. Oh, conscious person? You are conscious of what? You know, conscious of the world, conscious of this. Suppose you don't have a world to be conscious of, suppose. then what you are? Then I disappear. I become shunya. So you become shunya. If you become shunya, zero, then the world comes what? From zero you come back again? From zero? No. From zero how can I come back? Zero means gone. So then I come back. I was there even if the world was not there. That is what I am telling. The ness of the conscious is consciousness, correct? The ness of the conscious, the truth of the conscious being is, that is why independent, sadeva satyam, that is satyam. And everything else is mithya. Mahaganapatin manasa smarami Mahadeva mudam shirasa namami Mahaganapatin manasa smarami